I'm Leslie Moore, and I am the owner of Whiskey in the Jar, also known as Stanley.
I'm Michelle Hansen, and I'm his trainer from Spirit Farms.
He's 8 years old, and I found him online for sale just in a local classified, and he was unregistered. I didn't know what his other half was at the time, I just really liked him. So I emailed the owner, asked if I could get him registered. If we could get him registered, I'd buy him. And she said, yeah, and we got all the paperwork done, got him registered. And that's when I found out what his other half was that his mother was called out of a Mustang herd in southern Alberta. It was a managed herd on the Suffield Air Force Base, so they called them the Suffield Mustangs, and that's where his mother came from. So he is, 50% Mustang.
She had another horse.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't work out. And so we decided we might end up on a horse search. She said, I have this horse in my pasture. He's not much of anything, but I'd like to bring him over. So she did. He came in and we're like, okay, we'll give it a go.
Give it a go. And he's a year later, that was last August. I brought him after Canada. Up until that point, he'd been my trail horse. All he'd done is mountain ride in the mountains of British Columbia and Alberta. He roped cattle, did all that kind of stuff, and he was just my at-home trail horse. So yeah, I brought him to Michelle last August and said, let's see what we got. And it turns out we've got a region reserve champion half Arabian Western horse.
He knew he was broke, but he didn't know anything as far as giving to the bit, what leg was, anything. He'd just been going straight for a long time. We weren't sure if he'd ever cantered or loped on one lead or the other. He just has a ton of heart and a ton of try.
Yeah.
Everything we threw at him, he took and gave us more. So we decided to bring him, and everybody started to notice him.
We had a lot of help from Josh Quintus this week, giving us a lot of advice and help on what we can do with him and how we can work him, and he's helped us a ton this week, and it's made a big difference. I've been here before, with different horses, but I was here before with Halter. This is only my second time showing under saddle at Canadian Nationals, so that was pretty exciting to.
And this is
Stanley's first, yes, yeah. His first show of his whole life was Scottsdale this February, and then we did a few Class A's to get here, Western Canadian breeders, and now Canada. She had the mare, and she herself got pregnant, and a friend of hers had the breeding to the stallion and couldn't get her mare in foal, so she offered up her Mustang mare for the breeding, and that's where he came from. And none of them, she had a child now and didn't have time to have a baby horse too, so she just threw him out there. He was a ranch horse for the first 8 years of his life, and he's unusual. What catches most people's eyes is color, because he's the roany buckskin. You don't see many roans out and about, but yeah.
One, he's very, very herd bound. Wild horses have to be in a herd or they won't survive. He's getting used to it.
Getting better, yeah. He still calls a lot when the other horses leave.
Yeah. He preserves energy. He does not expend any extra energy. So, all the lunging and the rides and stuff, he never overexerts. He doesn't go flying at the end of a lunge line. He's always kind of takes his time, as least steps as he can possibly use. And that probably goes with him being a Mustang too. They have to conserve energy to survive. In some ways, I did, but he was actually very, very willing. So any of the things that I typically did with the horse, he would learn very quickly. I may have started at a different place than I would have started with another 8-year-old, but he wasn't that much different. No more stubborn, anything like that. I think it goes with his survival instincts. He didn't want to ever get himself in trouble. He never did anything really silly. It was all about taking the easiest path for him in his head. So once he was shown a path, he realized that that would be the easiest way to go instead of fighting or whatever. So
Which was, I think, what allowed us to get here in a year.
yeah.
Is that he just is willing. He's a very willing horse. I would like to do side saddle next year. That's our next step. Yeah, so we'll do, one thing at a time, but for now, yeah, we'll get him a little more steady in the Western Pleasure and try a little side saddle and yeah, see where he goes. He's strong. He's such a strong horse. He'll be able to.
I'm Terry McKenzie, and my horse is HV Excalibur's Guardian. He was born and raised on our farm, which is Hedgeville Farm. My parents have been raising and breeding and training horses for the last 45 years, and it's always been Arabians or Arabian crossed with heavies, which is what he is. He's purebred Arabian on his sire's side, and his dam is a draft cross great mare that we had. We've always had Arabians. It's what we've always ridden since I've been riding all my life. So yes, I love them. They're so smart. Sometimes too smart, but we manage. You just try and stay one step ahead of them and everything. But yeah, I don't think I would ever ride anything else. My main focus right now is dressage and hunters. We still do trail riding, take them out for a hack every now and again and such, but we've done a little bit of everything. We were big into endurance and competitive when I was trail riding when we were kids. It is amazing to have the Canadian Nationals in Brandon. For me, it means that I can go home every night and sleep in my own bed, which I know a lot of the other competitors can't do, so I'm extremely lucky in that regard. And for me, I don't tend to travel a lot for shows. If we'll come to Brandon and we'll maybe go to Winnipeg, which is 3 hours away. But for me to go to Regina, where it used to be, I would have, it would have been a big deal and everything. Whereas with this, it's still a big deal, don't get me wrong, but it's just so convenient, and I hope they keep having it here forever because I'll keep coming. This is my third year. I started with I had one horse here 3 years ago, and then last year I had this guy and another one of my horses. Then we sold him, and so this year I've just got him, which is kind of nice, a little less hectic, and yeah. I've been doing dressage for about 15 years. I've only been working with him for about 2. And part of the Westman Dressage Club, which is here in town. Big part of that, and we put on 3 shows a year at the Keystone Center as well. I do hunters as well, working hunter over fences. So yeah, we did those last year as well, and we're going to do those tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm a very interested person, and I try and learn as much as I can, but we're always learning. And I guess the other thing is it's very much a team effort. There's me and him as a team, but then there's all my support group too, which my sister and Amberly and my coach and everybody. Without all of us, I wouldn't be here.